Join us at the Pahrump Nugget Hotel and Casino with the #1 gaming experience and entertainment. The Pahrump Nugget has the #1 dining experience at Stockman Steakhouse, Golden Harvest Cafe, and the Gold Miners Buffet. Come get your game on at the Pahrump Nugget Hotel and Casino.
Today's news is brought to you in part by Dr. George Leeks, Pahrumps optometrist since 1990, offering full-spectrum eye care for children and adults. Call today, 727-8300.
And welcome back to News 46. In less than a week's time, at 2 separate India schools, officials believe that children have been poisoned by their school lunches. At least 23 students in the southwestern coastal state of Goa were treated at a hospital after they got sick at lunch. The students in the 3rd to 5th grades at St. Joseph's School have been released from treatment. Last week, 23 students died and 25 people were hospitalized from food poisoning after a school lunch in northern India's Bihar state. Police are investigating the source of the poison, which appears to be agricultural.
The 16-year-old Asiana Airlines Flight 214 passenger was alive when flung from the plane during this month's crash landing, but was killed moments later when run over by a rescue vehicle. This is the final report that has been released from the coroner in San Francisco. The Chinese teenager died as a result of multiple blunt injuries that are consistent with being run over by a motor vehicle. That is the result officials feared had happened after the crash on July 6th at San Francisco's airport. She was one of the 3 people who died in the crash and its aftermath. The investigation of what happened after the crash remains with the city's police department.
And Angela Miles brings you today's First Business Brief.
This is the First Business Brief for Monday, July 22nd. I'm Angela Miles. The Senate and the House could vote this week on student loans. A bipartisan compromise emerged last week. It calls for turning back loan rates to 3.4% after doubling this month. It also ties loans to Treasury rates. As McDonald's serves up second quarter earnings today, a new petition criticizes employee pay. The company is coming under fire for paying its employees with debit cards. The employees say the cards come with heavy fees. McDonald's claims employees can choose between direct deposit and payroll cards. Back-to-school shoppers are cutting back this year after record spending in 2012. The drop is due to the increased costs of school supplies, fees, and activities. Shoppers plan to spend an average of $635. Students headed to college will shell out $837. That's the First Business Brief. I'm Angela Miles.
You know, I don't know how the weather is in the center of town, but up here on the side of the mountain, we had massive rain this afternoon.
It's been crazy up here. I mean, Jason went outside just to go to the car and back, and he came back, he was absolutely drenched.
Yeah.
So it rained pretty hard.
And people who are dealing with the heat and the humidity at the same time, their swamp coolers aren't working. There's a lot of issues going on with that
and
right
air
now.
conditioners are going down like flies.
Yeah.
Apparently
exactly.
the humidity is not great for the air conditioning systems, and so they're used to such dry air here. Everybody's having issues with that too.
There you go. So we're going to find out what's coming up with your weather right after this break.
News 46 weather is brought to you by Healthcare Partners Medical Group, with 5 locations in Pahrump. Local doctors and professional staff providing total care from infancy to seniors. News 46 weather is also brought to you by your local dairy farmers. Dairy products are very important in maintaining a healthy body. For more information, you can visit their website at nevadadairyycouncil.org.
Welcome back. A new week, a little bit different weather. Isolated thunderstorms today. And look at that, 10 degrees under our average temp, 91 there for a high. Winds coming out of the south at 5, gusts at 9. Very high humidity, around 40%, 39 there. 5:44 a.m. sunrise and a record high of 114 degrees in 1937. And as well, earlier today, I went down to Pahrump Valley Fire and Rescue and spoke to Fire Chief Scott Lewis about a flash flood warning.
We received a notification that there's a flash flood warning for our area and extends to around 3 o'clock this afternoon. And what that means is that there's an imminent reason to believe that the waters will be cascading off the mountain and possibly throughout the valley.
Is there any possibility some debris because you have those Carpenter Canyon fires going on, so it would make the runoff come down here in the valley?
It really depends. We've been discussing this issue for several weeks now as a result of the fires up there, and our big concern is where that water is actually dropped. If it's an area of Trout Canyon, there's a much greater likelihood because of the fire damage that water and all the material that's in the ground will cascade and sheet off and come right down the washes down to our valley.
So looking at tonight, we're still going to have those isolated thunderstorms. As you can see, our temperature there, 74 for your low. Winds coming out of the south at 4, gusts at 7. Humidity going up to 50%. 7:57 p.m. sunset and a record low of 62 degrees in 1943. What we're going to have on Tuesday, sunny skies. It's going to clear up a bit and warm up as well. 98 for your high, 76 for your low. Winds south-southwest at 5, gusts at 10. 34% humidity, so it'll be a little bit humid tomorrow. 5:44 a.m. sunrise and UV index staying at 11. Our 7-day forecast, really stable temperatures there afterwards. So all our temperatures are going to be around, looks like 102, a lot of 102s there. So low 100-degree range and low staying around the mid to upper 70s. Looks like we're mostly just going to have clear skies, maybe a couple clouds in some days, but good conditions ahead.
Well, I guess maybe no thunderstorms tomorrow. I was kind of looking forward to some more. I really like the lightning. I don't like all the wind, but I like the lightning.
Especially when that storm front is coming through. That's some high winds.
Yes.
That was crazy.
Yes.
Well, that's going to do it for this edition of News 46. I'm Deanna O'Donnell.
I'm Rhonda Van Winkle.
Good night.
Good night.